to them, get them comfortable for what could be a fiery one. Game 2, see if Homer's going to change up the formula. A lot of people on social media criticizing their draft in Game 1. I think it was more of the play style and not being able to turn on at 2 items after having given away so much early that really counted against them. So there was certainly a way to win with that draft. Just felt like they gave away the maximum in the early game. A couple of mid-game fights go their way, only one. If it was second to third, certainly could have been a victory for SKT, but KT deserving winners in Game 1.
Yeah. Definitely odd selection to go for the blind pick on the Cho'Gath when the Gnar was available. That was, I think, maybe the wonkiest thing as far as the draft
I think he was just ultra scared of being Jaced. Jace was available. And the last time these two teams faced, it was the Jace against the size of Tal on the lineup that day. So, you know, you are kind of out of good news when you're on the blue side having to blind pick a top laner against Smeb or Khan. Both of them can go full lane, and while it wasn't full lane, it was enough for Untara to, sadly, for the side of SKT, be a non-factor one more time. But good news, I see some coaches in the booth.
Yep, they are ready to go. See what these guys have put together here for the second games. KT swapping over to the blue side. Does have that higher win rate here in the LCK so far. 8.4 maybe could change things as we go down the line. This early in still seems to be pretty dominant, but here we go. KT, first ban is going to be the Ezreal.
Interesting first ban. I don't know what that says for the draft, because Ezreal priority has been an all-time low. It's been much more about banning away Caitlyn this week. It's been a really big ban in some games. We'll see Varus banned very frequently. KT going to ultra pinch bang in this particular first round. They're going to slow down. No flex pick red side Scions. I mentioned this yesterday. To me, Scion is now a blue side ban because you get super tilted with a first round Scion on the red side, because till the last pick, he can be support, mid lane, or top lane, and that is very frustrating to have to draft against.
Well, they can go ahead and nip that in the bud and take it out. SKT thinking about the second ban to follow up. Off the backside of the Galio, we've been seeing a lot of Azir from Pawn. See if that's going to maybe eat a ban as we go further into this, but for now it's going to be the Xayah, so another ADC taken off the board. No Caitlyn yet. Lista's still on the table as well.
Feels like Rakan is kind of in purgatory every time Xayah's banned, because Kalista Rakan won't be seeing as much play with the tone down of Kalista, and KT is saying, well, we're happy with the first pick Varus. Are we going to get to pick it? Is what SKT is going to have to deal with. Feels like Caitlyn going to be in an interesting spot this draft. So we finally see Bang jump onto the Caitlyn. If you look at his match history this season, the Ezreal, the Sivir has kind of been his pocket pick, but that was at the start of the season and wasn't doing a lot of winning. So it's trying to get to the lower tier AD carries. Kog'Maw an outside chance, of course, after the rebuff on patch 8.4.
And W got back up there for the later game.
So Azir and Ryze can be considered here, or the Varus first pick. Varus, to me, is the one that KT will want to go on. It gives them offensive options. It opens up the support pool, because you have a Varus plus an initiator, and suddenly headaches arise very early. So KT will prize the Varus. Very interested to see what SKT's AD carry choice is in response.
Ezreal, despite the loss, was still a siege cannon basically there by Bang, just constantly firing out those mystic shots, and very much so topping the damage charts at the end of it all. But
Ryze did most of the good work in Game 1. The Realm Warps were smart. He was definitely not the core reason for a loss in that game. A very flexible champion, so I like to see the Ryze. And you mentioned that Pawn has been liking the Azir. In lane against Faker, he's had a lot of fluffs, let's say, in the laning phase. So taking a winning matchup for Faker and giving away the Azir is probably not going to be a big concern for him. The Ryze more reliable a champion to give over to Pawn. And the Sejuani is what they stick with, and to me that is the biggest surprise, because Blank was such a non-factor in how Game 1's early game was played out. Is a takeaway from Score, who is very, very strong on the Skarner, on the Sejuani, but Skarner's on the mine because it is available, even if it's struggled in this exact matchup a couple of times. But they just go Olaf.
Yeah, go for the Olaf. Still very odd to go for that Sejuani when the Varus has been locked in the Olaf to just get on top of him. The pizza delivery Sivir scan.
Yeah.
That's when I'm okay with Sivir being back in the meta, but for now I'm a little about it. But Braum will be the lock-in here for Mana.
I'm all about that second Birdman to join the Azir, and it's going to be
Camille
and the top side, and that's a blind pick that has lane priority and also a sign of why the Fiora was banned. That is a skill matchup tilting towards the Fiora. So suddenly, they could have gone tank, they could have gone carry. This is still fine for Ontara, who showed good mastery of the Jax versus Camille matchup already. But doing it against some top laners and doing it against Smeb is very often a different proposition. They will go for the Jax, so they were ready for the Camille to be open. But this is very interesting, because if you consider how the lanes are looking, topside has a lot of options unless the ganks start to come through, as Camille is able to abuse Comet, and Jax doesn't have the same rune to trade early. The mid lane, Rise is going to be in a good spot, but not necessarily pushing into an Azir, who is frustrating for News, as we knew this lane was going to be a struggle.
Well, they're going to go ahead and spot out Blank on the control ward now. He's going to charge for Dawson. Tosses out the ult, gets the lockdown there on the bottom, but they're looking for depth. He'll make his way out of there. Glacial Fissure comes down. Now the Realm Warp in from Faker. Meanwhile, up top, Ontara, he's going to be getting ganked, and he is going to go down. First blood, handed over to Smeb. Tactical sweep over the wall, goes ahead and takes out Ontara.
Blast plant back in there. I believe that was done by Score, but couldn't tell. I think flash auto on the blast plant to deny the escape. We'll need a replay to fully understand that. But bot lane, Faker's roam, got a range on the Realm Warp early. Couldn't actually find anything. We're getting at the replay of the top side. Ontara's got a level advantage. That's why he's feeling this. But in comes Predator Olaf. That's what this was all about. And for the very early start. All right, he flashes in. Let's watch this play. Nope, it was actually Ontara with the misjudge.
Yep.
Didn't have a lot of time, was going to be rushed. Went for the first auto. The first auto doesn't work. Unfortunate for the side of SKT, but good baiting coming in from the Camille.
Not great, but that's going to be an Abyssal Voyage here. Depth, quite far forward. Tongue Lash comes in, and he is just going to get popped. Great turn there from SK Telecom, and now Mata trying to run out of here. Might be able to make it out with his life, but SKT, they can just turn over and take this Infernal Drain.
In the bot lane, so Sivir's getting a free lane.
Take a look at this. Smeb dodges out that yet again, but very far forward is Depth. Nice body block there from Mata. Does eat up the Sedge ult, but Depth still might go down. Gets locked in. Heal comes through to try to keep himself alive. Doesn't have the flash, but doesn't even matter. The Sejuani will go down, and now up top. Smeb gets the hook shot, gets the solo kill onto Ontara. And just like that, on opposite sides of the map, KT strike, and they come up with kills.
And Ontara doesn't even draw a flash out of Smeb. He felt like he needed to interrupt, but the teleport was honestly more of a bait than necessarily anything involving the bot lane. They'd already gotten the kill. They're looking for more as well. KT finally turn on this game, but no interrupt. Score.
Realm Warp coming in, but Score's like, damn, I can't do anything to stop you. This gets a little bit of damage off the backside of that Realm Warp, but Faker makes it out alive. But we'll go ahead and take another look at this. Mata is a beautiful body block.
This fight. The flash, the stand beside me, they didn't even have flash up.
Good
God. Super good work. He actually exhausts Blank for the lifesteal there. Smeb is full health. The read from Ontara is, I have to interrupt. But he's been outplayed a couple of times by the hook shot and just smashed down. And the top side didn't phase against Deft as they're looking for the catch.
Yeah, that's going to be the flash in. Hextech Ultimatum comes down here on a Blank TP. Now going to be coming through from the bottom side of the map, but Blank is still going to be long dead. Pawn finds the kill. Claiming one for himself as Smeb looks for the lockdown there onto Ontara. Can't get it in time. No Blank on the map. Another pick off there for KT.
Really decisive as well. It was level 11 for Smeb, so extra duration on the ultimatum rather than the only 4 extra stuns before he truly chooses to go in. My biggest kind of pet peeve is the defensive Shen ultimates.
Oh, well, he's just going to go ahead and face check Ontara. Stun comes in. That's going to be the Ragnarok a bit defensively, but yeah, that W comes in and Ontara smacks him down.
That was a nice brush camp. Faker prepped that one earlier, making sure there was no control ward there, and they get the kill. So Score completely gets the drop on by the Jax. Very nicely done by SKT.
Oh,
and SKT's looking for
the one overload there from Faker. Otherwise,
knows that Faker is now out of position. He has Ghost Flash, no teleport. Turn things around, but actually looking for the collapse on Death. He's alone.
Oh yeah, he's just gonna go ahead and have the flash over the wall. In the meantime, Faker gonna get locked down with the Hextech Ultimatum, and Smeb finds the kill. So Faker, like you said, out of position. The collapse comes through a bit faster there from KT than they can get on top of Death, and now they're looking for Ontara. Hook shot in, gets the stun, tactical sweep for the slow up. Counter-strike goes in, gets the stun there onto Smeb, and he'll flash the wall, but Smeb is actually pursuing. They don't have the ult. Oh! Shot in the middle of the leap strike. Ontara gets denied, gets taken down. Smeb with a delayed double kill. 200 IQ play comes through, and KT maybe looking at a mid-turret, if not the Infernal Dragon as well.
Crossed my mind as well. Love the prediction on the hook shot. They're going to get mid-lane turret for this, and Infernal as well. Huge outplay a second time in the 1v1. As SKT just about keep their mid lane turret up. They will not take the Infernal though.
Blank, gonna have to use the assault to get himself over the wall. Vision gonna get cleared out as Smeb yet again finds Ontara here. And he's gonna have to get the hell out of here. Hook shot coming through, he's got the counter strike, will be able to stun up Smeb.
Oh, he goes in!
Over the wall, comes in with the ultimatum. Ontara's locked in, Emperor's Divide pushes him over the wall, straight into the welcoming arms of death, and he scoops up the kill.
Man, the ultimatum, level 16. No one's getting out from that one. Able to gap.
Score.
Score doesn't have flash, that's why they're making this play.
He does have the Ragnarok here to try to not get locked up. Go ahead, try to get sped up now. Smeb joining in. The lockdown will take him down to about half HP, but he still has the shield ready to go. Now they're piling in, looking for Mata. Glacial Fisher comes down, gets a pop up here onto the top kitch. They're going to try to turn it around. Ultimatum comes in, pops the shield, but it doesn't matter. The Trinity Force Brock comes down, and Smeb finds the kill. Now SKT maybe looking for the re-engage. Several members of KT going low, but Antara over the front line. He gets locked down, and Pawn finds the kill. KT feeling reinvigorated, push right back in, and maybe now they can go looking for something like the Baron.
Mata is such a god. The way he controlled that engage from SKT. He was basically doing the Smeb thing, but on 5 members of SKT, allowed the full disengage, and eventually SKT realized too late they were fighting on all of Azir's AoE damage. They're setting up for the Baron. Dreamer Shuffle misses. That's a pawn maneuver right there.
Pawn looking for that one, but against Faker, not going to happen. Goes ahead, keeps himself at half HP. They'll peel off. Smeb coming in, gets the lockdown here for Antara. Hextech ultimatum comes through. Go ahead, getting devoured by the Tom. Can actually spin him out on the backside of the fight as Blank barely escapes, but Wolf can't do the same. He gets taken down. With Blank being as low as he is, going for this Baron, it might just be a suicide mission for him.
Warmock's healing. You're right, it does seem like a one-way trip, but they're able to walk up. Let's see how KT actually interrupts.
He's already up to 60% here. It's going low. Blank, does he go for it? No, too late. He even shorts the charge there.
They don't have vision. They didn't have a control ward to put over. That's why KT finished. KT Bannon is pushing through. Let's call it something. Let's call it Monty. Why not? Let's throw out a random name.
All right. They have the full Monty going on right now with this man empowered by Baron. Mata gets jumped on, and Tara comes around from the backside, gets the stun there with the counter strike, but has to flash out. Sand Soldiers over the wall with the ultimatum, and Antara will yet again go down for, I believe, the 6th time in this game. He is over half of the deaths on SK Telecom.
Monty can't break the base, but KT can.
Yep, they're going to go ahead, lead Monty in for the victory. Inhibitor coming through. Well, in his memory, I suppose. They'll go in for the victory. Monty, in real life, would also be happy about it. Comes back to Korea, and SKT maybe don't make it. Still plenty of time, obviously. This
and
is
a summer season.
This is just a what-if situation.
I'm excited to see Blossom
line,
with an entire off-season of practice.
He needs, there's some tempering that needs to be done with him to get that restrained play coming in.
SKT can't be restrained. They have to start something, and now they're against Elder.
Yeah, Elder Drake only going to be the one buff coming through, but it is going to be Empowered Infernal. They lock down here onto Blank, and he is going to get blown up. Glacial Fisher does fine. Bang, and Deb flashes forward, absolutely destroys him. His score joins in the fray. The E comes in, and he'll claim a double kill as he shatters the bot lane of SKT. You can see there, Bang.
He very rarely
flustered.
He very rarely shows emotion. He knows they might just lose in this one passage of play. Only Jax and Ryze to defend. Long death time is 40 seconds. I think it's over. I think KT have done the double for the first time.
Unless Faker can do something, but he's getting locked down, gets the force on the flash, and Tara comes in, tries to get the counter strike. They scoop Faker back up this time. Pawn says, you don't get away again. Your flash is down. I'm going to punish it, and Tara is stuck inside the fountain. Not a damn thing that he can do to stop this. And KT Rolster shut down SK Telecom 2-0 in the Telecom War.
And for the first time in an entire round, double round robin, SKT's fans are silenced. Here comes the high fives. Here comes KT Rolster gallivanting forward. They do look like a contender to a team like Kingzone Dragon X. And unfortunately for SKT, they are only now with an outside chance at playoffs. It's not over, but Achilles being largely 2 series behind the other competitors means the scariest thing for SKT fans is it's no longer in their hands. They need losses from Rox Tigers. They need losses from KSV. And even though KSV similarly didn't seem set up for success, whether that's because of selection or because of construction, I go with the latter. I say that SKT don't have the players to go far over the course of multiple metas, which is exactly how Riot has always set up their games. It never stays the same. For SKT, it's always been winning. They're getting used to this feeling. They go 6-8 on the season, their worst season ever, regardless of how the rest of the games go.
Absolutely brutal. KT